Hey guys, Shaz right here. Hello. So I do have a story time. I've been trying to film this story for the past 3 years, and we're gonna go ahead and just talk about it because it's probably one of the creepiest story times, one of the creepiest guys I ever met in my life. So let's rewind the clock back. 2018, fall semester, college. Okay. It was like the first week, and I remember it was extremely hot that week. So this one day I went to campus and I had a tube top and leggings. Now, the only reason why I wore leggings was because it's air conditioning in the school, and I didn't want my legs to be cold. I'm one of those people. It's like I rather my arms be cold than my legs be. I don't know. I'm weird like that. But anyway, I could have easily wore shorts that day, but I didn't. I wore leggings, but I had a tube top. So I was on campus, and at the time, I only had two classes for the first 2 weeks because the other classes didn't start yet. So I'm in the computer lab, chilling, right? Just chilling, mind my own business, and I noticed this guy. We're gonna call him. I will say his real name. We're gonna call him Adrian because it's literally the first name that popped into my head. So Adrian, this guy, he, you gotta picture it. So I'm sitting at this computer right here, and then he's at this his computer over here, like in a whole nother section from me. So I noticed that he was sitting right here and he was on FaceTime, or it looked like he was on FaceTime talking to a friend. And I'm just hearing a whole bunch of snickering, a whole bunch of giggling like he was a little girl. And I saw him at one point trying to take his phone, like he was trying to show I'm guessing that's his friend, who I was. Like he was talking about me. It was obvious that he was talking about me. But he took the phone and he kind of like turned it to where the guy could see me, right? I'm already uncomfortable because what are you doing? Like, why? What are you doing? You know? So, whatever. Think anything too much of it. I'm already annoyed, but whatever. Whatever. So, next thing you know, this guy he got off the phone and he rolled his chair to me. So, mind you, I'm over here in this section. He's over here in this section. He rolled his chair to me. He was like, he noticed that I was listening to music, I guess. And then he was like, "Hey, do you have a SoundCloud?" In my head, I'm thinking, "Oh no, he's a SoundCloud rapper. Oh no, he didn't need to." That was his opening. That was his opening. Believe it or not, that was his opening. Do you have a SoundCloud? Yeah. So I told him, I actually lied and said no, because I actually do have a SoundCloud. But actually, I have two SoundClouds. One of them actually has a song. I did like a mashup, like a Sierra Aaliyah mashup, and I don't even remember my information because otherwise I will let y'all hear it. And then I have another SoundCloud that I made. Um, but like I said, I didn't want to. I just said no. Okay, I said no. He said, "Well, you should totally make one. You should add me on there. I rap or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, I knew it. I knew it." So next thing you know, we're talking, getting to know each other. He had How old was I? I was 22. I had just turned 22 that summer, and he was an Aries, so he was 25 at the time. 25, but he had like a teenager because he was just very childish. But then again, not all Aries, but most Aries are childish. Not all, but most. Okay. Anyway, so he was just telling me, oh, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I slay with Jehovah's Witnesses. Blah blah blah. I was baptized and everything, which kind of interests me because I'm like, oh, okay. because I used to study with Jehovah's Witnesses, and I have a story time about that. That's going to be like a whole bunch of parts because that's, yeah. But anyway, so I was interested in that because actually, to be honest, I don't know too many males who are Jehovah's Witnesses. At least males my age, because when I was going to the Kingdom Hall when I was younger, there were grown males, but no little boys that were no little boys. I know what was that about. I don't even know, but that interests me. So I'm like, okay, all right, okay. But then he's talking about like how he likes to smoke weed all the time and this and that. And I'm just like, how are you a Jehovah's Witness but you smoke weed? That's already a red flag. Okay, because even though I'm not a part of the organization, never really was a part of the organization, I know that there's certain things you cannot do, and smoking weed is one of them. Drug use and all that is one of them. Like, no. So then he started talking about his rapping. And I was like, are you a good rapper? Just to test them. I like to ask people like if they're good, at something, have a talent. I just want to see, are they humble about it or are they cocky about it? He was very cocky with his music, talking about he was better than Drake. And I'm just like, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but stop the cap. Stop it. So next thing you know, we end up walking around campus and we ended up outside. And you gotta picture it. We're outside. We're sitting at one of these, the little tables, the little like, I don't know what you call that, but the tables outside. So we're sitting at the tables, like the picnic tables. There we go, picnic tables. So we're sitting at the picnic tables, and he's sitting next to me. Okay, I'm facing this way, and he's sitting next to me. So now he was complimenting me, like even before we went outside or whatever, and it didn't come off as creepy to me, but it's just like, okay, you're doing a little too much. Like he kept on saying like, I'm just looking at how you dress and how you look. He said I look like Lauren London, which I'm like, no, I don't like when guys say that because I don't look like her. Like she's beautiful, but no, I don't. No, I look like my mama. That's what I look like. Okay, but anyway, so we get outside, and basically he says the same thing. He's like, you really need to watch out. You need to be careful of what you're wearing and stuff like that. Like when you're around me, you need to be dressed like a. He kept on saying I should be dressed like a Muslim woman, like from all covered up, and it was weird. It was very, very weird. And then I was just like, why? And then he said to me, you need to watch what you're wearing because you make me want to do a little something. And in my head, I'm thinking, R word? R word? R word? Because you can't say that word, but R word? Is that who you are? You're a rapist? Okay. So then we're facing a water fountain. Right? Like this big old water fountain. And then it was a sign. It was our school slogan. And it said, don't stop till you reach the finish line. At that point, he made everything sexual. Everything. He can look at a tree and make it sexual. So at that point. So then he reads the tagline, the slogan. He reads it out loud and he starts laughing. And I'm like, what's so funny? And he says, read the tagline. Just read it to yourself. And I read it and I looked at him and I'm like, really? Because for one, that's not even clever. Like, really? Like, that's what you... Okay. Then he mentioned the water fountain and he said something like he was going to have me like the water fountain, wet like the water fountain. We're not going to get into that, okay? I'm not trying to get in trouble. But that's basically what he was saying. Next thing you know, I go to class. I go to my acting class. And he's hitting me up, asking me, what's your fantasy? Now, here's my thing. I'm a troll. So my thing is like if I know that you're trying to get somewhere, I'm going to troll the mess out of you to let you know in the most troll like way. I even spit. Troll like way. I know what you're doing. So he was like, "What's your fantasy?" I had texted him, "I don't have fantasies. I'm goal oriented." And then he was like, "No, I mean sexual." But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "You idiot." That's why I said what I said. I know what you're talking about. And I don't remember exactly what I told him after that, but he told me his fantasy because I think I just made some shit up. I just made something up, and then he was like, "Can I tell you my fantasy?" And I'm like, "Go ahead." And then he was just like, "I just want to just get you alone and kiss all over you." Mind you, this is the same day we met, and I didn't leave him on or nothing. Like I didn't like. Oh, and mind you, I remember that same day we were walk. He was walking me to class, and he was on Snapchat, and he filmed me while walking. Yeah, but I will say this: even though I didn't really say anything to lead him on, there were a lot of things I could have done to prevent this whole thing from happening. And I'm not even finished because this is where it gets a little weird and creepy. Actually, it already got creepy. So I go home that day, and I remember around this time the Bobby Brown story just came out. So I'm trying to see my boy Woody McClain in action because he did his thing in a New Edition story. If you know me personally, you know why I'm smiling. But anyway, so, um, and we're just gonna leave it at that, so don't ask. But anyway, he's texting me. He's texting me, basically what you doing, blah blah blah, and he mentioned something about being high, and I'm just like, I don't care how high you are. Then he was like, "What you wearing?" He really pulled the "what you're wearing." So I actually told him what I was wearing. I don't remember what I was wearing at the time. I was wearing because how I am right now is different than how I am when I'm comfortable. Okay, I wear long t-shirts. I wear shorts, and it don't even sometimes it don't even be like short shorts. It be like basketball shorts. Like I try to be as comfortable as I possibly can. Okay, I wear t-shirts. All right. So now sometimes I may, be a little cute with my t-shirts. But no, at that time, no, I was wearing a long t-shirt, a long school shirt at that, and some old basketball shorts from high school. Okay. That's what I told him. Because I'm just like, I know what you want me to say, and I don't even know you. Now, that's one thing if I'm talking to you and I like you, and then you pull the what you wearing, then that's totally different. But I don't know you, sir. So then he ended up calling me. He called me. Now, actually, before that, I had called a friend to make sure I wasn't tripping, and she told me no. He playing games. He's one of those. He's an F boy. Cut him loose. Whatever. Blah blah blah. And I'm the type of person I like to let people know why I'm cutting them loose. Okay, why I felt disrespected. I can't just go ghost on you like that. And even if I do, I still have to give you an explanation. Okay, I'm not. No. Okay, narcissists do that, and it's just like no. If I have something I need to say, I'm gonna say it. So basically, I told him like he called me and he was just like, "Yo, what you eat today?" I could tell this man was high because he mentioned food. So I told him I forgot what I told him I ate. I don't even remember. But basically he noticed that I just was not. I wasn't feeling him, I guess, and he was just like, "You sound mad," and I'm like, "I'm not mad. I'm just a little irritated and I'm annoyed." And then he was just like, "What did I do?" And I'm like, "That's interesting that you thought it was you." So I told him, I said, "What was up with that text you sent me? What was up with that? What you wearing?" "Oh, no. I wasn't trying to insinuate nothing. I was just asking a question." You could have been wearing whatever. I was just asking. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool to you? Like. Do you know how random that has to be for you to just randomly ask anybody what they're wearing? That's like if I called you and asked you, what are you wearing? I don't know you. Like, what? For no reason, I'm just asking you. Even if I called a friend of them was like, girl, what you wearing? What? You would be weirded out, wouldn't you? I mean, you might not be, but I think it's weird. So after that, I'm just like, you know what? Block. Actually, before I blocked him, I had to be nosy. I had to go on his SoundCloud and listen to his music. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, because I actually went back maybe like a year or two ago and listened to his freestyles. He actually can rap. But that's not the music he promotes. The music he promotes, he uses auto tuning, and you can't even understand what he's saying. That's the music he puts on SoundCloud. But if you went on his Facebook, he has actual freestyles of him spitting, and it's like he's actually good. But why doesn't he promote this in his music? He's a total idiot, you know. And Jay. Now you don't. People watching these videos like who the hell is Jay? You have to go back and watch my story times. I think it's one story time called "He Tried It" or something like that, and it's like the first story time you'll see it, and then there's another story time I did. Well, basically, it's a narcissist story time. So that's who Jay is, and Jay was also a rapper, and Jay was a lot better than him. I'll put it that way. But both of them can rap. But yeah, like he could like this guy could rap. Adrian could rap. It's just that he didn't promote that. You know what I mean? He promoted the auto tuning. So it's just like you're a fraud. Like no. So okay, if you're gonna use auto tuning, at least use it right. But that's not the point. Okay. So this is where it even gets even more twisted. So I remember when I went back on campus the following week because I didn't see him after that. I remember I did my hair, I had braids at the time, and I was actually reconnecting with another guy, and I have a story time about him because actually it's not really that much of a story time. Just two Geminis don't go together, pretty much. But I was rekindling that connection, and I see him. I see Adrian. I'm on Facebook talking to this other guy that I really like. And here comes Adrian. He's just like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, hi. And then he's just like, well, I don't get a hug. Where my hug at? I don't get a hug. And I'm like, no, not really. No. At that point, I don't know, 2018, I was very, very, very mean and angry. It was really it was coming out. Like I don't know. But I was like, no. And he was just like, well, you look nice or whatever. I said, thank you. And then it just was weird. I'm just like, why are you talking to me? Like, you're blocked. Go. So whatever. So he's like, well, I guess I'll see you around. I'm like, yeah. And then I go to my acting class. And I remember my friend Donna, I was kind of chilling with her, letting her know what happened and stuff like that. And then we were supposed to like hang out after class, but for some reason, I think she had to go to class or she had to leave. But pretty much, I'm thinking it's her texting me, but really it's him texting me. So he texted me, and I wish I had text messages. I wish I still had my old phone because I still had text messages from him. And he was just like, yo, why are you? Because I blocked him on Instagram. I didn't block his number, but I blocked him on Instagram. But because I'm just like, I don't know. Like I don't know. I was the type of person I didn't block people's phone numbers back then, but I blocked you on social media. Whatever. But anyway, now I'm blocking. You're not gonna call me. You're not gonna none of that. Over. But anyway, So he was just like, yo, why are you being so stank towards me? What did I do to you? And I'm just letting him know, like, you're rude and you're after one thing. Like, you're not really trying to get to know me for real. And then he said something like, it was like, oh, excuse me. Something along the lines like him saying, asking me what I was wearing was like his way of flirting. And like he was just trying to show me that he really liked my body and he admired my body. And yeah, that's why he asked what I was wearing. But mind you, in the previous conversation, he said he wasn't trying to insinuate anything. He was just asking a question. So that had me confused. And I basically was thinking, like, should I even tell him that I'm talking to this other guy, that I rekindle something with this other guy? I could tell him that, but then again, it's none of his business. It's not like I'm like he's my man or anything like that. Neither one of them is my man, for real, for real. So I just told him that my interest lies elsewhere. And you would think, okay, I respect that. I'm a fall back. No, he was like, oh, come on, I just want to make you feel good. Let me. And I'm just like, okay, at this point, you're creepy as hell. And that's when I blocked his number. And at that point, I felt like scared that he was going to start stalking me or something because that's how creepy he was. And then, like, anytime I was with my male friends at the time, like, and I seen him, I'll be like, can you just walk with me? Because I don't want him bothering me. And, one of my male friends wanted to fight him for me. And I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, we gotta stop that because it's like we don't need to be protecting these predators out here. We gotta stop doing that. I have another story time about that, by the way. Um, and then it was so weird because after that, like he went from like let me in to I missed out on him, like on some real egotistical type stuff. I remember it was one day, maybe a couple weeks after that incident, and we had to evacuate because the pipes had busted. So I'm hanging out with my guy friend Arius. I'm telling him what happened and everything else. And basically, we are outside, and this dude ended up like in our wherever we were at. And he just kept on looking at me like I made a bad choice in not choosing him. Like, like boy, you the one. You know what? Don't even get me started. Dust Bunny Dirt Neck. You really have to ask women what they are wearing in order to get a woman. You don't even know that takes time. You could have waited. When I told my guy friends about him, they literally was like, "Is he a virgin or what?" Because no man does that. Not on the first date. Like nobody does that. Like what? If he was really going to be after you for that reason, he at least gotta fool you. You know what I mean? Which is toxic. But I'm just saying, like it was just weird. And then he told another guy friend, because this other guy wanted to fight him for me. I told y'all that. And basically, he acted like he didn't even know me. Oh, I don't know her, but I'm like, that's not true. Like, I showed text message proof. I had showed him text messages. So I'm just like, that's not true. And he was like, oh, I know that. He just, and then he told me like basically it's him and another guy and another guy. It's three of them that really do use that SoundCloud to get to pick up women, which I've never heard of that before. But that is my story time of being with the creep. I wasn't really with him. Well, being around a creep. That's probably a better way to put it. Um, I do have to take accountability in this situation because for one, I should have reported him for sexual harassment. Um, I should have left him alone, the moment when he started talking about what I was wearing and how he was going to do something to me, he felt tempted. I should have definitely recognized that, got up and left instead of entertaining him. I should have blocked him. It's so many things I could have done. I'm just glad I didn't go further than that, because we gotta take accountability for some of that. Now, as far as what I'm wearing and stuff like that, I just feel like that is not my problem if you can't control your urges. That's something that you need to work out with yourself, therapy, and whoever you choose to believe to have beliefs in, because I'm sick and tired of men using that. Well, if you don't want the attention, why do you dress like that? Who said that we're dressing like that to get attention from you, sir? We don't even know you. You see how like dumb that sounds? Like, we don't even know you, so how can we be doing it for you? That's a little narcissistic, a little egotistical. Like, what? I don't know you, and you don't know me. Yeah, I don't dress like that 24/7. No, nobody. Like I said, when I'm at home, even you can even see YouTube videos. I got my bonnet on. I got my big old T-shirt on. Who's to say I'm doing that to impress you? This part is really irritating me. That's why I keep doing it, because it's not. But anyway, who said I'm doing that for you? Who said that she's doing that for you? She's not. She's not. And just because she dresses a certain way doesn't mean you have free access to her. That's not what that means. Like, no. I don't. And I really do feel like Soul Energy has a point when she was talking about PORN. Okay, that does have damaging effects, because it's unrealistic. You think that every situation, every scenario is like the videos, and it's not. Where you can go up to a girl and talk about, damn, like, you looking fine, the little outfit. Can you show me a little something? That's not real life. You do know that they fake in those videos. They're acting, right? Horrible actors, but you do know that they act, right? You do know that. I ain't saying nothing's wrong with watching stuff like that. That's you. But if it's getting to a point where you're getting fantasy mixed up with reality, then that's a problem, and you need to get help for it. Because I do think that that's part of the reason why men feel like they have access to women and they can just approach women any old kind of way, because that's what they see in these videos. It's entertainment. Like Marshall. Entertainment. Like real like Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives. It's entertainment. But yeah, but that's not the only creepy story I have, sadly. But yeah, let me know how y'all feel about the story time. And if you're probably wondering, have you ever seen that guy ever again? He ended up dropping out for some odd reason, or I don't know. Maybe somebody reported him because he did the same thing as someone else. I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot of things I could have done to. It shouldn't even have gotten that far, you know. But yeah. So it doesn't change the fact that he's a creep, but it's a lot of things I could have done. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now because it's about to come up on 30 minutes. So I'm gonna see you guys. Bye.